The basics. In simple terms, life insurance is a contract between you and an insurance company. You pay a monthly or annual premium, and in return, the insurance company provides a payout to your beneficiaries if something happens to you. This payout, known as the death benefit, helps cover things like lost income, funeral costs, debts, and future expenses for your loved ones. It's essentially a safety net to make sure your family or your dependents don't face financial hardship in your absence.
There are two main types of life insurance. There's term life and then there's permanent life. So term insurance covers you for a specific period of time. So we're thinking 10, 20, 30 years. And then it's usually more affordable. It's great if you want to be covered. If you want coverage during major financial responsibilities like raising kids, paying off mortgage, where permanent insurance, on the other hand, lasts your entire life and builds cash value over time, which you can borrow against if you need it. Permanent is more expensive, but it does provide that long-term security and financial growth. The key is choosing a policy that aligns with your financial goals.
Yes. And also think of life insurance as your financial safety guard. It's there to support you when that time comes. So whether it's covering debt, final expenses, income replacement for your family, or leaving a financial legacy behind, life insurance offers peace of mind. The sooner you get covered, the lower your premiums will be. And remember that life insurance isn't just for parents or high earners. You know, anyone who wants to protect their loved ones financially should definitely consider it.
Yes. Now, you may be wondering, do I really need life insurance? Well, if you have people who depend on your income, like a spouse, children, or even aging parents, then the answer is yes. Think about what would happen if your income suddenly disappeared. Would your family be able to pay the bills, stay in their home, or afford daily expenses? Life insurance ensures they won't have to struggle financially if something happens to you.
Even if you're single, life insurance still serves an important purpose. Do you have student loans, credit card debt, a mortgage? These financial responsibilities don't just disappear. So permanent insurance, your loved ones may be left covering those costs. Plus, life insurance can help cover funeral expenses, which can cost thousands of dollars. I don't know if you've ever looked at the price of a casket, but it's not cheap. No one wants to leave their family with a financial burden.
No, absolutely not. You know, another reason to consider life insurance is future planning. If you're thinking about starting a family or buying a house or even growing your wealth, getting insured early is a really smart move. The younger and healthier that you are, the cheaper the premium will be. And like we said, you want to get those locked in as soon as possible, right? So even if you don't think, hey, I don't need it right this second, locking in those low rates today will save you money in the long run. So life insurance is about financial security, protection, and peace of mind for both you and your loved ones.
Let's address some of the biggest myths about life insurance, starting with it's too expensive. This is one of the most common misconceptions. The truth? A healthy young adult can get a term life policy for as little as $20 to $30 a month. Heck, even less than that, I've seen. Less than the cost of a streaming subscription or a few coffees a month. And the cost depends really on your age, your health, the coverage amount that you get, but it's often much more affordable than people expect.
Absolutely. Another myth is I don't need life insurance because I'm young and healthy. But the best time to get life insurance is when you're young and healthy, because that's when the premiums are the lowest. So locking that in from the get-go is your best option. Waiting until you're older or develop health issues will only make coverage more expensive. Or worse, you may not even qualify at all. It's better to get coverage early and lock those rates in for the long term.
Absolutely. A third myth that we get is only people or married people or parents need life insurance. That's simply not true, as we've kind of discussed. You know, even if you're single, life insurance can cover debts, provide financial support for aging parents, or leave a financial legacy for generations. Plus, some policies can build up cash value and then you can access that later down in life. So, life insurance isn't just about death, it's about long-term financial planning.
Now, we've covered why life insurance is important. Let's talk about the different types. The two main types are term life insurance and permanent insurance. Term life insurance is a lot like renting the coverage. It lasts for a set period, usually 10, 20, or 30 years, and is the most affordable option. If you pass away during that time, your beneficiaries receive the death benefit. But if the term ends and you're still alive, the policy expires and you'll need to renew or get a new one. This is a great option for young families, homeowners, or anyone looking for a cost-effective protection during key financial years.
On the other hand, permanent insurance lasts for your entire life as long as you keep up with the premiums. The biggest advantage of permanent insurance is that it builds cash values, which grows over time and can be borrowed against if needed. This makes it a financial asset, not just insurance. However, it is more expensive than term insurance because of the lifelong coverage and the saving component. Permanent is a good option for those looking for a long-term security, estate planning, or wealth building opportunities.
Yeah, so let's talk about choosing between term and permanent life insurance. It really depends on your financial goals. If you're looking for more affordable, like we mentioned, term insurance is a great option. On the other hand, if you're looking for that long-term protection with the added financial benefit is exciting to you, then a permanent policy is a great option. Lots of people even opt for a combination of both. So some people will start out with some term coverage because that's what they can afford, and then they transition to permanent coverage later as their needs evolve. So ultimately, you can absolutely sit down with a financial professional and really determine what meets your needs, you personally, right? You need to fit your family's needs. So a financial advisor can help you make that right choice. What we do is we sit down with our clients completely free and we break down and customize things to our clients' needs. Everybody has a different need, and like we said, we can shape it for any single person and get you the exact policy that meets your family's needs.
A big question we get is, how much life insurance do I actually need? Well, a general rule of thumb is to have 10 to 20 times your annual income coverage. Now, really, we look at this to cover families that have major expenses like mortgages, daily living costs, future financial goals, but the right amount really depends on your personal situation. So for someone who is young and healthy, we might say anywhere between 100 to 200,000 of coverage is good to start off with. And as you evolve in life and have a home and have kids, we can definitely make changes as you see fit.
Absolutely. And to determine the right coverage, think about these key factors. So think about your income, think about outstanding debts, your family size, your long-term financial goals. If you have kids, you may want to factor in their education cost. If you're the primary earner in your household, your coverage should be enough to replace your income for several years. And don't forget to include your funeral expenses, which, if you didn't know, can cost $10,000 or more.
Yes. Many online calculators can help you estimate the right coverage amount, but speaking with a financial advisor is the best way to ensure you're properly covered. It's always better to have a little bit more coverage than too little as well. So the last thing you want to do is, have not enough and then your family be struggling, right? Because your policy wasn't big enough. So if you're not sure where to start, please just reach out to us and we're really happy to help. Like I said, our services are free. We're just here to provide you with the information to educate you.
Yes. Should we do a little intro before we continue on? Okay, awesome. So, hey guys, we are the Money Savvy Sisters. These are my co-hosts, Jaylene and Genelva. You can watch us live on Jess TV via Roku TV, Fire TV, SSH 101 TV, NCG Television Network, Twitter Live, Facebook Live, Instagram Live, and YouTube Live on the Jess TV and Jess FM pages, or catch us 24/7 on www.jessfm.ca. Please like our Jess TV page and invite your friends and families to like it too. We're going to share our Instagrams again. Mine is Meica Miller, Meica Miller.
Mine is Genelva Gibbs, Genelva Gibbs.
And mine is Jaylene _Ferreira 17, JAYLENE_FERREIRA 17. I did also just want to mention that we do have the Money Savvy Sisters Instagram. It's spelled exactly that way, the Money Savvy Sisters. So please make sure to follow that as well.
Awesome. Now let's talk about applying for life insurance. It's actually easier than most people think. First, you'll need to fill out an application with basic information like your age, income, lifestyle, medical history. Some policies require medical exams, while others, like simplified issue or no exam policies, don't.
If a medical exam is required, it usually involves a quick checkup where a nurse measures your height, your blood pressure, takes a blood sample. This helps insurers determine your premium. The healthier you are, the lower your rate will be. If there's a pre-existing condition, don't worry, there's still options available, and a financial professional can help you navigate that.
Yes. Now, once your application is submitted, the insurance company is going to review your information. They're going to determine your risk level, and then they set the premium. So approval can take anywhere from a few days to several weeks, really depending on the policy type, and again, health history. So if you're unsure which option is best for you, compare quotes from different providers and speak with a financial professional to find what fits your needs. The really cool thing is that we're financial brokers and we work with so many different companies that we can really help every single person get coverage and what meets their needs for their family. So that's a really big bonus of working with us.
Yes. Now, a question is, what happens if you stop paying? This is an important question because what happens if you miss a payment? If you have a term policy, it will simply expire and you will lose coverage. Now, they do give you a grace period. It depends what company you go with, but usually it's around 30 days to make a late payment. But after that, if you miss it, the policy is gone.
For permanent insurance, the impact depends on how much cash value you've built. Some policies allow you to use your cash value to cover the missed payments for a while. If there's no cash value in the policy, the policy could lapse, which means you'll lose coverage completely. Some companies offer options like reduced coverage instead of cancellation, but you should talk to your professional, your financial professional about that one.
The best way to avoid losing your coverage is to set up automatic payments and have the premiums included in your budget, which is another thing that we make sure to set our clients up with. So life insurance is one of those things that you don't want to forget about, because once you've lost it, getting re-approved later can be much harder. Our health could have changed, we might have got older, and it's probably definitely going to be more expensive. So if you're struggling to make payments, please reach out to your financial professional to explore options before your policy lapses. We're here to support you and we want to support you, so just keep us in the loop.
How to find an affordable policy. A lot of people think life insurance is expensive, like they said, but the truth is it's often cheaper than you think. The younger and healthier you are, the lower your premiums, as you'd heard us say. That's why we always recommend getting coverage sooner rather than later. We cannot stress that enough. Sooner rather than later.
And to find affordable policy, compare quotes from multiple providers. Different companies have different price models, and a little shopping around can save you hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars over the life of your policy. If you're on a budget, start with term insurance, which is more affordable option. And again, we are financial professionals that work with a wide variety of companies, and so we can always look around to find the best option for you at the cheapest rate.
Yeah, even if you think you can't afford it, getting some coverage is better than having none. A smaller policy is valuable. You can always increase later, when it comes down the road. As your income grows, you can definitely reassess. Think of life insurance as an investment for your family's future. There's a policy for every budget, so don't put it off, because the thing is we've sat down with so many people, and sometimes people choose to put it off because they feel like they're tight financially, and then something happens, and that's why we stress this so much. We have shared the story before about the single mom. Her and her husband, they were deciding to get a house. They wanted to wait for the policy to go through because they didn't feel like it was the right time. My senior broker said, hey, some coverage is better than no coverage. Let's just put the term 10s in place for you guys, just to make sure, we have something. Turns out, after they moved to the house, the mom now has a baby and the husband passed away. Thank God they had something in place. So it's really good to make sure that you sit down with a financial professional and you're honest with them and say, I need to make this fit in my needs, and we can make that happen for you. We want to protect your family and everyone's family.
Yes, I love that. Okay, let's talk about some Q&As. The first one is, what's the best age to buy life insurance? So the best time is as early as possible. Remember, the younger you are and the healthier you are, the lower your premiums will be. Locking in a low rate now can save you thousands over time. Not to mention, to be a little bit more specific, you can insure your kids as soon as they're 14 days old, and your kids can take over that policy when they are adults, actually as young as 16, believe it or not, and have that in place forever. So if you really want to talk about what's the best age, when you're 14 days old, of course. But even if you're just 18, maybe you just graduated high school, you're just getting out into the adult world, you can also purchase. I think that would be the best time as well to purchase.
Absolutely. Can I have more than one life insurance policy? So yes, many people have multiple life insurance, have multiple policies to cover different needs. For example, a term policy for income protection and a permanent policy for your long-time security.
Yes, another question we get is, does life insurance cover accidental death? So yes, most policies cover accidental death. However, there are also accidental death and dismemberment policies that you can get that offers an additional benefit. And there's, you have to look into the print and see exactly what that is, but there is an additional rider that you can also add on.
Yes. Do I need life insurance if I don't have kids? Absolutely. Life insurance can cover debts, funeral costs, and even leave money for spouse, parents, or charity. It's not just for parents, it's for anyone who wants financial protection.
How long does it take to get approved? So that depends. Some no exam policies can be approved instantly, while traditional policies with medical exams can take a few weeks for the approval.
Another question we get a lot of the time is, what is the difference between a death benefit and a cash value? The death benefit is the money amount of coverage you're covered for. Your beneficiary will receive that when you pass. Now, the cash value is the savings component in a permanent life insurance policy that grows over time and you can borrow against it. And with some permanent policies, depending on how you set it up, the death benefit can be included in the cash value. So it's really, really important to make sure that you know how these things are set up. Again, why it's really important to sit down and get educated on your policies.
Another great question is, can I get life insurance if I smoke or vape? Yes, but smokers do pay a higher premium because of the increased health risks that come along with smoking or vaping. Quitting can actually help you qualify for lower rates over time. The great thing about the companies that we are partnered with is, if you start off a smoker and then you do quit in the future, we can apply to get your smoker rates off.
Absolutely. Does life insurance pay out if I die from an illness? And that's yes. As long as your policy is active, it covers illnesses, accidents, and natural causes. The only exclusions are typically fraud and certain risk activities or risky activities.
Yes. Another question we get is, what happens if I outlive my term life policy? So if you outlive the policy and the policy's expired, there is no payout. But you do have the option to renew it or convert it into permanent, or you can buy a new policy. So let's just say that you have a term 10 policy and you're at year 9. You want to keep in mind that, hey, I'm getting close to the end of my term. I may need to renew this if I still have that insurance need. So it's really important to keep on top of that kind of stuff.
Can I change my beneficiary after buying a policy? Yes, you can update your beneficiaries at any time. It's a good idea to review them regularly, especially after major life changes like marriage or having kids.
What happens if the beneficiary dies before me? This is a good question, actually. If you don't update your policy, the benefit may go to your estate, which could delay payout. That's why having a contingent beneficiary, a backup one, is a smart idea.
Another thing that we get asked is, can I get life insurance for my parents? Yes. Yeah, you need consent and sign the policy. So it's a great way to cover final expenses to avoid that financial stress later. So you're really taking care of your parents and yourself in that point.
Yes. Does life insurance cover suicide? So most policies have a suicide clause that excludes coverage for the first 1 to 2 years. But after that period, the policy typically pays out as usual, even if it was due to suicide.
Can I borrow money from my life insurance policy? And only if you have a permanent life with the cash value. You can borrow against it like a loan, but it reduces the death benefit if not repaid, because they will take that from the death benefit once they pay out.
Now, what's a rider in life insurance? A rider is an optional add-on that provides an extra benefit, like a critical illness rider or an accidental death benefit or a premium waiver if you were to get disabled. It's really important to know the ins and outs of your policy and what kind of riders you can add. Again, why it's super important to sit down with someone and get more knowledge on if those riders really meet your needs.
Can I buy life insurance for my kids? Yes, child life insurance is available, and it's awesome because you lock in those rates for their futures. Some policies also build cash value over time, which your kids can then use for post-secondary, their first down payment on their house. There's just so much flexibility with these policies when you get them for children.
Absolutely. What happens if I lie on my application? Lying can lead to denied claims or policy cancellation. So it's always best to be honest with your health, your lifestyle, and your medical history.
So another question is, does life insurance cover COVID-19 or pandemics? So yes, if you have an active policy, it covers all causes of death, including COVID-19. New applicants might face extra medical questions related to their recent illness if they did have COVID-19.
Can I get life insurance if I have a chronic illness? Yes, but your options may be limited. Guaranteed issued policies don't require medical exams, but they have a higher premiums and lower coverage options. But there is still protection for you if you have a chronic illness.
All right, our last question is, what is the most common mistake people make with life insurance? And that's waiting too long to buy. The longer you wait, the more expensive it gets. Another mistake is getting too little coverage. So make sure it's enough to fully protect your loved ones. And speaking to a financial professional will really help you in that aspect, because they will ask the questions that you're not thinking about and making sure that you're covered in any way that you need. Oh, well, it's about time I do a little intro here. Actually, outro. We're coming to an end here. So my name is Genelva, and these are my co-hosts, Meica and Jaylene, and we are the Money Savvy Sisters. You can watch us live on Jess TV, via Roku TV, Fire TV, SSH 101 TV, NCG Television Network, Twitter Live, Facebook Live, Instagram Live, and YouTube Live on Jess TV and Jess FM pages. Or if you miss it, you can watch us 24/7 on www.jessfm.ca. please like the Jess FM page and invite your friends to do so. Also, we're going to share our Instagrams, and we're going to start with the group one, which is the Money Savvy Sisters. So please follow us there. My personal one, though, is Genelva Gibbs, and that's GenelvaGibbs.
And mine is Meica Miller, MEICA MILLER.
And mine is Jaylene Ferreira 17, JAYLENE_FERREIRA 17. Thank you for tuning in. Looking forward to seeing you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.